Hey everyone, I'm Coach Zach and I'm going to show you some basic forward twisting technique and some drills. Recently had a colleague who reached out wanting some different technique or some help with their divers. So I figured if they have these questions, you all might too. So again, I'm just going to be forward twisting, super basic, nothing more than like a front flip, full twist, foundational level so that you can build upon that and work your way to front 1.5 full twist or even a full out. So the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna break it up into kind of 3 different sections. First section is gonna be the flip, second section is gonna be the twist, and then the last section, we're just gonna put those skills together to make a front flip full twist. So again, I'll break down a little bit of the technique for you, give you some drills that you don't need any equipment for, because some of us don't have that. So again, it'll be super basic, something to at least get you started. If you do have questions, feel free to reach out to me, leave a comment. Also make sure you guys subscribe, that way I can keep making more of these videos and know that they are helpful for you all. So stay here, we're gonna go forward twisting, super basic foundations. So the first section we're gonna talk about is the actual flip part. So again, this is basic foundations. You only need to do a front flip. So again, diver safety is gonna be goal number 1. Make sure that they're safely away from the board. Make sure that they're actually jumping and using the board. I personally like to keep this part of the twisting kind of section to be standing for a couple of reasons. One being divers don't jump as high. If they're not jumping as high, chances are that they're not going to over rotate or think that they have to flip harder than they really need to for a front flip. Another reason is that when you add in a hurdle, it just adds another layer of unexpectedness for the diver or even for the coach. So if we can take away the hurdle, it's one less thing for them to think about, make it easy, simple, less to think about, just worrying about what they need to do on the actual somersault, especially because we're only talking about twisting right now. So there's no need to do a hurdle. The only kind of exception would be, if that's something that they're used to and they're not used to doing anything standing, maybe we want to just kind of stick with the hurdle. But again, it's got to be diver safety. So whatever's going to keep them safe, 1, away from the board, but 2, making sure that they're not going to over rotate to their face, land on their back. We do want to keep them for this section, keep them on their feet and keep them safe. So I'm going to explain the flip part of it. It's going to be what I call an open pike, which is going to be not grabbing your legs. So as you throw down, let me scoot back a little bit. It's just going to be an open pike somersault. So you'll be this way, open pike, simple open to your feet. And one of the kind of misconceptions about this is that you have to go fast or you have to land completely, straight up and down vertical. That's actually not the goal for twisting. You want to actually be coming out, and I use the clock reference. You're going to come out about 10 or 11 o'clock. 12 is straight up, 9 is all the way across. You want to be somewhere in the middle. So as they're doing a somersault, pike, open, they're going to float around to their feet. And that's how I describe it to divers too, is once you come out, you're going to float around to their feet. And that way it's going to slow down the somersault, so that way they can add then that twist. Because once you start twisting, a somersault is now going to start speeding up, or it's going to not necessarily speed up, but it will continue. So we want to kind of stop that flip rotation so we can add in the twist. And again, this is for a front flip full twist as we're learning how to twist. This is not how we would do a front 1.5 full twist, or full out is slightly different. Basic foundations, just learning how to twist. So as they're doing their somersault, pike open, float around to their feet. And again, I think the best way to do that is to do standing. Again, safety first. If you need to add in the hurdle, go ahead and do that. But pick a reference point for them. If you give them a clock, 10 or 11 is usually going to be pretty good for most divers. So a couple of drills that we can do to help teach that somersault. Again, on the ground, you can see that I'm here in my living room, so I'm not doing it over a pool. But there are a couple of things that we can do in dry land to kind of reinforce that motion of the pike and open and what your arms are doing, what your legs are doing, and all of that sort of thing. So the first thing you can do, standing, I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see a little bit better. You can do this, add in the arm swing so they get used to the timing. You can add in a 1-step hurdle, add all of those things in so you're multitasking, being a little more efficient and effective with your time. I'm gonna go ahead and do it standing because that's what I want to advocate a little bit more of. So we start the arms up, circle. As you come up, Up, you're gonna go hands together, narrow throw, and then it's gonna go out to the side here. And this is gonna be the open pike position. All I gotta do is just stand up from there. So it's pretty simple. I'll do it from the other side. So up, we're gonna go circle, hands together, narrow throw, and then out to the side here, and then a stand up. So super simple. One of the things that we want to try to avoid is when people start coming out of a pike, they tend to come out with both sides of their body. And as you can see right now, I'm in a little bit of arch leaning backwards. So you'll see some divers who will be a little bit short, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but if they are arching, that is a bad thing. On the somersault for a twist, if they're a little bit in a hollow shape, but they're short, totally fine, because the twist is gonna end the last bit of that somersault. So again, if they're coming out of that pike, we want them to go with their lower body so they keep that shape. If they're coming out both ends, they're now gonna be in an arch, not gonna be conducive for twisting or really any other dive that you're working on. Another way that we can do that is by doing an actual forward roll onto the ground. So same thing, circle, narrow throw, hands are gonna come down, forward roll pike, and then here, legs are just gonna come down. And again, you can do this one, very simple on the ground as long as it's soft, as long as it's padded. When you do come down, you just want the legs to follow. So land in a hollow position. That's gonna be a lot better than having them just lay flat on the ground. Arms are gonna be out to the side. Always, again, good form, feet together, toes pointed, and that way we can work on the somersault part. So the next section we're gonna discuss is the actual twisting part of it. And again, this is gonna be very basic wrap technique. There are a couple of ways that you can do with your arms and twisting. You can go the traditional route around your head. You can pull in what I call the gymnastics way. You'll see both of them on the Olympic stage, the international senior elite level. So either one is fine. For right now, for the basic purposes, I'm gonna focus on just our standard wrap around the head kind of motion. So to start the twist, we're gonna go with the arms, whichever direction you're twisting, that arm is gonna go on top. So I twist forward when I go this way. So I'm gonna go to the left arm on top for me, right arm's gonna go under my chin. So again, it's gonna go, if you twist to the left arm up, twist to the right arm goes up. And I always tell divers to make a window with your arms so you have space for your face and you can see what's going on. A lot of new divers will go this way, kind of karate chop in front of their face, and then they can't see where the water is, they don't know where the board is, they don't know where anything is. So again, make the window, one right under your chin, this one right on top. Some people like to put it behind your head. Personally, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I think it's just kind of a preference. I wouldn't necessarily focus on that because I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference on the actual dive or the diver. As long as they're getting in this vicinity, somewhat of a nice position. Again, once you're out, you're gonna spin slower. Once you go in, that's where it should be picking up speed. So now, if I'm just going like this, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not twisting. And a lot of divers, as we start teaching this, will just move their arms this way and they're not gonna go anywhere. There is no twisting motion. Okay, so we're gonna start that, initiating that twist by going in that direction. That arm is gonna pull back a little bit. So we're gonna start that twist, quarter twist, half twist, wrap around. Again, we're gonna start that twist, quarter twist, half wrap around. And then it should pick up speed from there. So you gotta kind of initiate that twist. What we don't wanna do is do a shoulder lean into it where it ends up to be kind of like a round off the board. You have no control, you'll never get past a half twist going that way. You also don't wanna see divers a lot of times, they'll just start a lunge to the side. That one's not gonna work either. So we have to initiate that. One of the other things I've seen is going arms up and then they'll drop an arm Different way, slightly different for kind of backward twisting. You can like drop and pull around. But here again, if I'm just dropping my arm, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything. I'm just dropping an arm and I've got one arm up. So you have to kind of initiate that twist. And I like to tell divers we initiate it a little bit by our hips. Every diver should be able to, in my opinion, do a half twist without any arms. No arm pull, nothing. Just your hips. Pretend you got a hula hoop on there. Swivel your hips like a hula hoop, and you should be able to do a half twist, forwards or backwards. You should not need your arms to do that. Your hips control both the arms and the legs, or the chest and the legs. So again, if we're going hips to start it, you can use that arm to kind of pull it around, start that twist, and then wrap in, and it should be pretty quick for you. So now how do we teach that? Again, just on the ground like I am. If you're on the pool deck, be careful of wet, slippery surfaces. But dry place, on a mat, I'm wearing socks, so this is gonna be easy. Arms out. Again, quarter twist, wrap around, easy, simple slide. You can add another element in there and do a jump and a twist. Again, you can go arms up, jump, twist. Divers learn how to twist. Perfect. You go arms down, jump, twist. Again, divers know learning how to twist. Add in the arms wrap, arms around. Good. Now once you start doing those things, you can add that twist into the forward roll that we did earlier for the flip part of it. So you'll go for the forward roll, open pike, laying down, arms around, wrap, full twist, arms out to the side to stop that twist, and then arms are gonna go down for a feet first entry. That is one of the rules in the rule book, that you have to go arms down, or below the shoulders is the technical term for that. So again, you can add in the twist with the flip, and now we're starting to combine these elements. You don't need to wait to get the flip right to start learning the twist. Work them at the same time. So if you're learning how to do the front flip, great. You can start doing a jump and a full twist off the diving board. You can do it off the side of the pool. Just be careful if you are doing it off the side of the pool. A lot of divers will lean into that. And so once they hit the water, they're gonna slide underwater, kind of coming back towards the wall. So just be careful that they're not gonna hit the wall underwater, that they're jumping a safe enough distance that they're staying a little more upright. So that way they don't hit their feet, their toes on the wall, because you can have some injuries doing that. So just be careful. If you're questioning that, do it off the diving board. 1 meter diving board's a great place. Start with a half twist, arms up, half twist, arms down, go for a full twist, arms up. Once they kind of have the body control, arms out, wrap twist, arms down. It's very easy for them, kind of a fun thing for newer, younger divers to start doing with the jump and the twist as they're working the somersault. Again, all we have to do is kind of put those two skills together. So to put these two skills together with the somersault that we learned earlier, with the twist that we just did, a couple of different ways that we can kind of work on this part. Again, doing the jump and the twist off the ground, but we can also lay on the ground and do what we call a simple log roll. Arms up, hollow shape, roll, and roll. Very, very easy on that one. Go one direction, then you can roll and go the other direction. So again, make sure that you're doing both sides. We want our divers to be even on both sides, exercise muscle tone wise, so they're not getting kind of lopsided or shifted hips. Again, you can add a little fun into this. So if you're going to do a log roll, we can go log roll all the way around into a pike up. Log roll, pike up. Make it into an exercise. You can throw in the arms onto it. So again, log roll, wrap, around, out, and down. Wrap, again, around, out, and down. And again, we're going both directions just to make sure that the divers are evenly toned on both sides of their body. Not necessarily because they're gonna learn how to twist on both directions. And then we can add this into the somersault that we did. Again, kind of the same way. We'll start with the arm circle. Up, narrow throw, forward roll pike. Arms are out, wrap, out, and down. Again, that's an easy drill. I just did it in my living room. You can do it at home, do it on the pool deck. Again, just make sure divers are safe when they're doing any kind of jumping or rolling kind of things, that they have something safe to do it on. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you got something out of it, that's awesome. Leave me a comment if you have questions, or send me a message, or you can always make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way I can keep making these for you. But again, be safe out there, continue your diving. If you need anything, I'm here to help. I will make you a video again in my living room if that's what we gotta do. Also did a couple of replays, voiceover replays for some other coaches. So send me a message if you need help. Always here to do it, happy to help, and good luck.